Welcome back to Kingdom Cast. This is your host, Bad Luck Chuck. We are back at it again with another episode of Kingdom Cast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment all your social media platforms. Another Red Friday edition. I know we're out to a rough start, Chiefs Kingdom, but I know it's been a while. It's been a minute since we faced adversity, but it's gonna get better, y'all. The season still just started, so we're gonna get into all that, man. First off, I'd like to introduce my guy Boogie to the top right hand corner. And I'd like to introduce our special guest for tonight as well. He's a longtime diehard Chiefs fan. He calls himself the pulse of the Chiefs, if you might say. I'd like to welcome Joe D to this week's episode of Kingdom Cast. Joe, how you doing this evening, man?
Man, great, man. Appreciate y'all bringing me on, man. Very humble, very humble.
Yeah, most definitely. And I didn't know you was an OG, man, until we just met. So this should be a fun episode.
Like I said,
but
man,
speaking of,
go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead, Joe. My fault.
Nah, man. Just again, I appreciate y'all bringing me on, bro. Like I said, and gonna enjoy the commentary. We're gonna have some fun, get into some Chiefs talk, and hopefully, country will join us, and we'll do a little debate.
Yeah,
country
ain't
ducking no fade. I hope, man.
Right, he said he'll get on. He'll say he'll get on at some point during the episode. So we'll just have to wait and see. But speaking of OGs, man, let's get to this OG real quick. Everyone knows the breaking news with X Factor. He's one of the super fans in Chiefs Kingdom. He's had some troubles outside of being a super fan of Chiefs Kingdom, and it definitely led up to his demise today. So, as everyone knows, last week he was at the stadium for the Sunday night game, and apparently he instigated the fight. I only saw the clip of where he got punched and fell to the ground, but apparently he instigated and started the fight, and he received a letter today from the Chiefs organization banning him for 32 years of attending Chiefs games. So it's the end of the era for the X Factor, man. And Boogie, of course, he wanted to troll and stuff about that. But Boogie, man, I'm sorry with you, man. What's your thoughts on X Factor getting the ban?
That shit hella funny, man. This dude. Hey, you remember when AB fought? I know you don't watch boxing that much, but when AB fought Paulie and he said, man, he beat his ass in and took his bitch. I'm like, damn, man. This dude, man, I don't know why he go retweet the post saying dude hit his wife and knocked him out. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Oh man. But yeah, man, that's funny, man. He got kicked out, man. That nigga was acting a fool on the news and all that this week, man. He was selling it.
Yeah, dog. So did it all start with I guess it's another super fan he got into. I guess they like slept with his woman or something.
Yeah, man. That shit funny. That shit wild, man. Love and Hip Hop Arrowhead events. GEHH edition, man. Them niggas was wilding, boy. I said, dang.
You stupid, man. Joe, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Man, I don't think the Chiefs should have banned him, brother, man. Like, golly, man. The man lost his woman. He took an L in the fight. Like, how many more L's y'all gonna give? You can't kick a man when he's down. I mean, they could have just suspended him for a year and be like, look, bro, we're gonna pull your card for a year. Come back next year, you're on probation. But damn, you gonna ban him for 32 years? I ain't think he deserved all that, bro. That's a little excessive. That's a lot of excessive.
How you get banned for getting knocked out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, come on. You banned the man. He the one took an L. The man lost his woman. Like, you gonna kick him out for 32? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like,
ooh, man.
They went a little overboard with that, bro. They could have left. They could have kicked him. They could have pulled him for a year and then be like, hey, you on probation. As long as you don't act up no more, we'll let you come back next year. I think Chiefs fans should petition for this dude to get reinstated next year, bro.
Hold on. Ain't dude like a pedophile or some shit? Or what? A meth head? What is wrong with what they be saying, man? I know they say he a meth head. I don't really know him like that.
Yeah.
But everybody say dude is creepy, man.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of stuff, man. Like, people got receipts on this cat, man.
Yeah, I ain't seen the paperwork, Chuck. I ain't seen the paperwork, man.
Okay. Well, I don't know the dude personally.
I mean, I can't really... Right, I can't really remember it all, but yeah. But yeah, like I know he did some meth, he did some crack and all that other stuff. But yeah, a lot of people been saying things about him. But what we do know is that I think he said he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame somehow as a super fan. Now I don't know how true that is, but that's what he said on Twitter today. So, but yeah, man, I guess it's the end of the era, dog, of the X Factor. My thing is this, like, I didn't mind him attending games, you know what I mean? Like, he can attend a game, whatever, but just don't show that dude on TV, bro, because, like, a lot of people in Chiefs Kingdom have requested for that dude to not be shown at all, man, just because of his track record, outside being a Chiefs fan. So, there's that.
All I'm saying,
So
man,
now that
32
we got
years
that,
ago. That's a long time to be kicking somebody out, man. For taking the L and losing this woman, that's a long time for somebody to be getting kicked out.
yeah, it's crazy. And by the way, people, if you are watching this on Twitter, please head over to the Facebook page, the YouTube page, or the Twitch page if you want to interact with us and you want your comment displayed. Otherwise, we cannot see your Twitter comments, unfortunately, at this time. So, but now that we got that out the way, man, let's get on with the injury update. All week, one of our main guys, Tyreek Hill, he hasn't practiced all week until today. He practiced in some limited capacity. I think he was dealing with like a quad injury or some sort. I'm not sure, some type of leg injury he's been dealing with, and I guess it's leading to him playing. So like even though he's playing, he may be limited in some capacity. Chris Jones, he was at practice, but he didn't exactly practice. You know what I mean? He was there, but he didn't really practice. So he's kind of up in the air.
No,
Travarius
Reed
Ward is up in
ruled
the
him
air.
out.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought they ruled out.
Oh,
Yeah,
he ruled him out?
Yeah, he
yeah.
ruled
He
out.
ruled him out? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't see the update. So, all right. Well, that's another week without Chris Jones, man. Oh, man.
They
Pray
can
for our
handle
pass
Washington.
rush, dog.
They can handle Washington without him. They can handle that. That's lightweight. They
I
shouldn't be able to
hope.
handle it. It's lightweight, bro. They got to handle Washington without him. They got to.
Yeah, you think it's
We in
like,
real trouble if it's a close game with Washington. We in real trouble. Real trouble if it's a close game.
well, I'm going to tell you this, Joe. You might be in for a surprise, man. That's all I'm going to say, man. Both of these defenses are currently in hell right now. So, we might be in for a shootout in this one, man.
I don't know. McLaurin banged up. He not 100%. I think he's 50-50 whether he gonna play, even though I think he probably will play.
I think Rivera said it was more caution with him.
Caution.
With the practicing with him. So I think he gonna play.
Yeah, he probably will play, but he not 100%. I mean, again, we got a dude named after Beer Heineke. I mean, come on, bro. We gotta stomp them out, bro. That's got to be one of those get right games where it's like, okay, we finna unleash on y'all. Like y'all finna be the ones to get it. Yeah, we can't go in there playing around. It need to look similar to that Philly game where we jump up on them early and they may make a little run late, but it's pretty much too big of a lead to mount any real comeback. That's how I'm expecting that game to go.
Yeah. But like before we actually get into the breakdown of the game, let's talk about the Washington football team franchise in general real quick, man. Okay, so what's the deal with a franchise, man? We know that the old emails were brought back up between John Gruden and Bruce Allen, and then all of a sudden they announced that they're gonna retire Sean Taylor's jersey. All of a sudden, like I feel like I know what that's all about. Y'all just trying to cover up y'all dirt, man. And
His
you gonna
brother
use
just
Sean
found
Taylor's
out
name
about it, Chuck.
today?
I think he said like 3 or 4 days before he just found out. Like he didn't even know. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's disrespectful to Sean Taylor's family, bro. Like y'all gonna use his name to cover up y'all dirt, man. Like, come on, people still gonna be talking about it, man. No matter what you guys do. I mean, it's just wild to me, man. I mean, Joe, what's your thoughts about that?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, they trying to take Dan Snyder, but at the end of the day, man, he gonna get Donald Sterling. They're gonna have to get rid of him. I mean, because it's too much pressure, too much noise, and like I said, all that baiting and switching, and like you said, trying to do a little party, a little celebration for Sean Taylor, and then you did it out the blue with like 3 days notice. Like, come on. Like at the end of the day, they're gonna have to deal with what's going on with the owner and pretty much Dan Snyder, they're gonna have to get rid of. I mean, that's pretty much what it's boiled down to. I think by the time we get to November, December, we're gonna be hearing about ownership change in Washington.
Yeah, that they like you said, Chuck. That organization, man, it's crazy, man. Dan Snyder, I think that is interesting. I think they will try to Donald Starlin them, but just how they handling everything. I seen Ron Rivera was talking about he knew it was a lot dealing with this team and the history, but even he's like, damn, with all this investigation, like it's crazy. Something gonna have to happen big, man.
Yeah, with the emails
Yeah, it's
and
gonna
then
have to.
the thing that happened with those
Them
was it
women,
with
yeah.
cheerleaders or something? They was kind of pimping them out or something
Mm-hmm.
overseas and threatening not to let them come back if they didn't. Yeah, like, come on, bro,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
it's too much going on. Yeah, they gonna have to shut it down. I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna have to get rid of Dan Snyder. Their franchise gonna be up for sale by the end of the year, in my opinion.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely, man. And like Sean Taylor should have been had a ceremony, you know what I
That's
mean?
another.
A long time ago.
Yeah,
And now you want to do this?
That's
yeah,
what's even worse, Chuck. Like this dude, he's been passed for at least 10 years right now.
Shoot, more than that. Ain't been like
yeah,
12 years, 14 years,
yeah.
somewhere in that
You
somewhere in that
just
range.
now, that's disrespectful right there. Just that part.
Yeah, yeah, no question.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. I don't get it. But man, let's talk about us real quick though, man. So this is a Kingdom Cast exclusive right now. I'm gonna bring to y'all, man. This is what we have found out in regards to the organization, all the internal stuff that's going on, man. Um, for what I've read in regards to Juan Thornhill, Boogie Boogie getting tired of talking about Juan Thornhill every week, and I feel him on that. Um, what we come to find out is that the defensive line coach apparently instigated a beef between Juan Thornhill and Spags somehow, man. Now, as far as like getting the full details of how they kicked off, we don't know that, but we just know that there might have been some conflict between those three guys. And since then, it's gone to hell as far as like Juan Thornhill getting an opportunity on the field like he did previously, like his rookie year and everything. And then also, man, there's somebody else who's not really doing a job on the defensive staff, man. Like I'm hearing stuff about our defensive back coach, Sam Madison. Like he's been kind of slacking off as far as coaching in general, man. And it's showing in the play currently as far as our defensive backs is concerned. Like, we seen wide receiver ones doing whatever they do every week. Last week, even Stephon Diggs did something, even though he only had two catches, but they didn't really need him because the Bills was up so big, you know. So that's part of the reason why there's some dysfunction going on in the defense. And as far as like communication and everything, like every week we've been seeing communication breakdowns in the defense. And and right now, and for what we've heard this week, Spagnuolo had his press conference and he was saying that he was talking about Dan Sorensen, talking about Dan shouldn't be the only one getting picked on. He's done good things for us. And yeah, while that's true, Dan has done good things for us. But at the same time, he's not a 100% a snaps type player. He's not a full time player. You only use that man in spots. So finally, what we've been hearing is that Jeff Allen pretty much confirmed this today. Shout out to Jeff Allen. He confirmed this today. He's saying that we may see some shakeups, regarding the defensive side of the ball. And also, we may see a shakeup on the offensive side of the ball because I've seen that Mike Remmers was with the first team offense during practice this week. So who knows? Mike Remmers might get that right tackle spot now. We just have to wait and see on that. So that's just some of the few things that we done discovered or we done got from the Chiefs organization as far as what's going on and why this dysfunction is happening. So, Boog, man, I'm kicking off to you, man. What's your
But
thoughts
that
on that?
one thing that's interesting. Jeff Allen said he was gonna start this week. I didn't think Chiefs would do that till a little later in the season, honestly. When was our bye week? We said well, around week 11.
Yeah, week 11
I
after
think we
we play
said.
Dallas.
I didn't think we probably make no big changes till then, for real. I know that sounds crazy, but If they start Juan, cool, but if they don't this week, I even heard Carrington saying it today, man. If they don't start it this week, man, leave that Juan stuff alone. It's if it for real, because if it won't happen this week, it's not gonna happen, man. Like I know we want it. It seemed logical. Everything seemed. It's just not gonna happen, man. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go with Rimmers on the O line yet either. I don't want to give up on Niang. It's his first year. If you was gonna do all that, we didn't let him start out the gate. You got to go through that, man. He a rookie, so it's. I mean, offensive line. I think it's not playing like bad to where I would make a change. Yeah, he did give up what 8 hurries last week, but I'm still not
Yeah.
gonna do that already, man.
Yeah.
Stick with him. We know what Rimmers is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see what Niang got, man. We already here now.
Right. And like
Yeah.
before I get to you, Joe, my fault. I'm gonna cut in real quick. With Niang though, he if he's starting, you know what I mean, he would have gone up against Chase Young, and he's gone up against Chase Young before in college. I believe when Ohio State played against TCU, he held his own pretty well against Chase Young. Like he neutralized him pretty well. So I mean, this will be a surprise if they decide to switch up now.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead, Joe.
agree.
It's on you.
Yeah, I agree with Bug. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early to make an O line change. I mean, it's the guy first 4 years as the starter. Let him get his feet wet. Let him get comfortable. It's not like he's sticking out like a sore thumb right now. So just let him go through it. You know, he gonna be up and down being the first year starter. And to me, until it gets to a point where he's just a liability on the line, I think leave him in there because again, like Boog said, you know what you got at Rimmers. As far as the one Thornhill thing, I mean, it's got to be something going on internally because you can't go from a guy that they drafted and you made it on the field right away and you kicking butt, and then you get injured, you rehab, you come back, and then they just snatching you off the field, and now you're just fighting to get playing time. So to me, it's got to be something going on internally. I mean, whether the rumor's true or not true, something's going on with him and Spagnuolo as far as their relationship. Because again, you can't go from a young guy that was a highly drafted pick, second round pick. You came in at the gate being a stud, playing good football until you had the injury. You rehab, came back, and now you barely can get on the field. You're playing in 4th preseason games and all this nonsense. So it's something going on internally with that relationship. I will say, as far as Sorensen, yes, Sorensen is a role player. I mean, he should be our dime linebacker. He don't have the foot speed to do, because to me, all these issues with the defense is like I've been saying on Twitter. When you look at Spagnuolo track record as defensive coordinator, the longer he's at a place, the more complex his defenses get, the worse his defenses get. So whether that's the Rams, whether that's the Giants, even though his time with the Giants was kind of up and down, but he has this track record of just trying to do too much. And again, man, right now I think he need to keep stuff basic. But yeah, as far as Thornhill, we'll see if he's gonna get on the field or not. But to me, again, they need his athleticism. If you're gonna be asking safeties to come up and act like they finna blitz, or come up and act like they finna cover the middle field, and then when the ball snap, drop back into a 2D zone, you need somebody with the athleticism to do that. And right now, Sorensen, he can't be asking him to do that. So I don't even really put the issues on Sorensen. It's on Spagnuolo because you asking this guy to do stuff that he can't do. He should be in the box being the box linebacker in our dime defense, covering tight ends, covering running backs out the backfield, coming up and helping against the run. He shouldn't even be on the back end of the defense at all.
I agree with you 100% on that, Joe. And it's like this, man. The crazy part about all of this is, if you guys remember, our former defensive back coach used to be Al Harris, and you see what he's doing in Dallas right now. Trevon Diggs, he's a candidate for Defense Player of the Year right now in Dallas. So
yeah,
They talk about him breaking the interception record, Chuck.
right, he's definitely on pace. He's
yeah.
on pace right now. So it's a sticky situation, man. But Joe, I'm with you, dog. And I've been saying that about Sorensen too. Sorensen, he's definitely more of a linebacker.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He's
Yeah.
more of a linebacker. That's what he does. When he's in the box, that's what he's that's where he's at his best. So we just have to wait and see on that.
All right, let me ask you something about Rimmers. If Rimmers does start, do you think that's more of a? I'm not necessarily saying Mahomes is saying for him to start, but do you think that's more Mahomes not being as comfortable in the pocket, and they're trying to satisfy him now? If they do go to Rimmers,
I think if they go to Rimmers, to me, it's more to me like a panic move. I don't think it'll be a decision Mahomes would make. I think it'll be a decision Andy Reid making. But again, I don't know what they're looking at on film to make them think that, because again, Mahomes has got to continue. You know, he was a little bit better last week, but every now and then you still can see it where he bail out of the clean pockets. He got to stay in those pockets and just learn how to do like Brady does and bounce and move. Again, yes, if the pocket's breaking down, yeah, get out there and use your athleticism like he does. But again, he got to, kind of hang in there and learn how to move around. And then, like I said, this is Mahomes' third season as the starter, if I'm not mistaken? Is it third or fourth season as a starting quarterback? It's third, right?
I believe this is. I
It's
want to
three.
say this is his fourth season.
no, this fourth
I'm
AFC
talking
Championship,
about
2
starting.
Super Bowls,
His third season starting, but it's got his
AFC
first season.
Championship, 2 Super
Yep.
Bowls this year.
Yes. So this is fourth season.
Yeah.
So with it being his
it's
fourth
fourth.
season as a starter, it's going to take time. So he's not going to be perfect. And then the guy we see not going to be a totally different player in another 5 or 6 years. So I'm not trying to say he got to be perfect, but he still got a little flaws, to his game. So to me, I don't think, like I said, they should be considering pulling Yang just yet. I mean, because what Yang was a third-round pick, tackle.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he was a third-round pick. So again, that's another. Again, man, we can't be wasting. I know we're gonna talk about GM stuff later, but we can't be wasting these first, second, and third-round picks. You gotta have guys that's gonna be starting and productive in those 3 rounds of the draft. Like that's how you end up where we ended up when Carl Peterson was the GM. And when Herm was taking over, and we had all them, he had a pretty crappy roster. That's how you end up with that crappy roster. You keep whiffing and missing on all these first, second, and third round picks. Like everybody ain't gonna be a Pro Bowler, but they at least need to be somebody you say, okay, we good at right tackle. We ain't got to go sign nobody. That dude over there, he holding it down. Or we good at whatever cornerback, because that corner or safety we took in the second round last year, he one of the 15 best safeties in the league.
Yeah, and I mentioned that last week about Mahomes, man. This is his fourth season, and the film that got around to everybody in the league now. So teams are to eventually know how to stop you, and you just gotta know how to adjust, man. And what we've been seeing, like teams that play against that shell coverage or cover 2, they've been throwing Mahomes off. You know what I mean? Them 2 deep safeties are taking away them home run balls, man.
Well,
Luckily this week, you got something, Joe? You got something against? You got something?
I'm gonna disagree with that one now, because I ain't gonna put that on Mahomes. I'm gonna put that on the feet of our head coach Andy Reid. Because one thing about Reid is what he do is he just run his offense, and majority of the time his offense is good. We've seen that. Reid's been one of the. I mean, to me, I call him the Bill Walsh of this era. When you look at all the coaches that came from under his tree and went on to other places and been successful. But at the same time, Andy does not game plan for his opponent. He just run his offense. And so what he has to start doing is saying, hey, if everybody's going to come out here and play these 2 deep zones and cover 2 and 2 deep man coverages, I'm going to run plays to attack that. So whether it's rub routes or whether it's attacking the middle of the field, deep middle in between the 2 safeties, whether it's isolating one of them safeties on Miko Hardman or getting them matched up on Tyreek Hill or even a Josh Gordon, he's going to have to start designing plays to attack that particular coverage, because every team going to keep running it until he puts some film on there showing that he's going to attack it. And that goes back to, the Tampa Super Bowl, because that's where it came from. That's where we first started seeing it happen with those 2 deep shells. And Denver did it a little bit against us last year.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna ask you something.
I was gonna say, the Chargers, they kind of ran some of that too, and like I'm not putting it all on Mahomes because I say Andy
Yeah,
Reid was included in that too. And I just feel like, yeah, Andy Reid, he definitely should take responsibility. At the same time, does Mahomes also have the freedom to know what the coverage is and then maybe check out of some plays to attack that cover too by attacking
yeah,
the middle of the field?
yeah. He do. Here's my criticism for Mahomes when I watch the coaches tape. Mahomes doesn't take the routes in the flat. So I know we always talk about Elvis Hilaire need to do this, do that because he's a first round pick. But it's when he was healthy before he got hurt. Man, it'd be a lot of time Elvis Hilaire be wide open in the flat and don't get the ball. And then Mahomes is scrambling, running. Then he, end up running out of bounds or throwing the ball away or forcing a bad pass for a pick when all he had to do was just dump the ball out to Elvis Hilaire and get the 6 or 7 yards. I think I was Eric Eager on 810 was talking about we need a running back that can be like a James White that Mahomes can trust. I'm like, that's what we drafted Elvis Hilaire to be. We just got to use him. And so if I can blame anything on Mahomes that I see that's a flaw in his game right now is he always want to go for the big play. And that's fine because that aggressiveness is what got us a Super Bowl, is what got us 2 Super Bowls. But now he has to realize teams are game planning for that. And they're giving you those flat routes in the flat because they know you're not even going to throw it there. So what he got to do is take the routes in the flat, take those little numbers, especially now with Elvis Hilaire out. And I'm sure McKinnon is going to be the third down back. A lot of times they're going to be there. He got to dump those passes off and take the cheap yards and live to fight another down. But that'll keep him from taking some unnecessary hits, and it'll keep him from having to scramble and take bad sacks and make poor turnovers.
Yep. And before I get into your question, Boog, I just want to say this because, I remember one play last week. I believe I can't remember which down it was. I want to say it was first and 10, second and 10. I can't remember, but McKinnon was open in the flat, and Mahomes did not look his way one time, and he got caught into that scramble mode, like you just mentioned. So, yeah.
Yeah, Chuck been asking for McKinnon too. We all been asking for McKinnon for sure.
Well, he gonna
So,
get his.
what was your question?
But I was gonna ask you, Chuck, man. Last week we had the over and under on what 20 was it 20 snaps on Josh Gordon?
Yeah.
They lost. Game kind of got out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
This week, what y'all think? Redskins secondary is horrible, man. Like they haven't been playing good this year. I'll say defense, man.
I'm still gonna say he's gonna get about 20, 25 snaps because he still got to get in game shape. I mean, this dude ain't been through no training camp, no preseason. I mean, we just seen what happened with Richard Sherman trying to just jump out there and play all those snaps. So I think they're gonna continue to take it slow. I think they'll take the as we get closer to that bye week. I think you're gonna see them kind of bump his snaps up as we get closer. And then after the bye, I think he'll really be ready to really be somebody that's playing over half of the snap on offense. But I think they're gonna take it slow. And I agree with that approach.
Yep, we're on the same page, Joe, because last week, after the game last week, Andy Reid said that he was supposed to play 20, but like you said, the way the game was going, the game flow was going, they had to cut his snaps down to 9. This week, man, I still don't think he'll get the 20 this week. I think he'll probably get like the 15.
Yeah.
It'll probably get bumped up to 15, and then that'll be it. But like you said, though, after the bye week, that's when things will really get ramped up for Josh Gordon.
Yeah. We're taking the under this week. Okay.
Yeah. So, yep. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is, hey, let's talk about the matchup, man. Let's go ahead and get into the game, man. To me, I just don't see any positives from both decent defenses. Now, I'm gonna start with us, man. For what I've seen, the football I've seen from the Washington football team, what I've been seeing is that they've been giving it up more so to the wide receiver 2s and 3s on some explosive plays. They're having communication issues on the back end as well. Like I remember one play in the Saints game last week that led to the Deontay Harris touchdown. There was guys in the secondary not being sure what the call was, trying to talk to the guys on the front end, and the back end was just looking around all confused and stuff. And when Jameis caught them lacking, and they hit Deontay Harris over the top for a touchdown. And then another game when they played against the Giants on Thursday night, I seen Darius Slade getting open, and he really could have had a monster game, but he doesn't drop that wide open touchdown pass. So they're leaking all over the place in that secondary. It's like if they front four can't get any pass rush, then they're cooked because they back end is so terrible. So I think this is a game where, Travis Kelce can get back on track. Since Tyreek Hill, he might be a little limited. And then also you can use Flight 17, McCole Hardman. I think McCole, this is his opportunity to have another decent game, get an explosive touchdown. You know what I mean? So, and this is a team that plays more man coverage as well. So that's just my few thoughts from that perspective.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Chiefs should hang 40 on these boys. I mean, at the end of the day, to me, Washington came into the season with a lot of hype being a good defense because they got a great defensive line or some good players on their defensive line. But nobody ever talked about their secondary. Nobody ever talked about their linebackers. And that's where they weak at. And so to me, yeah, I think Kelce should have a monster game. If Hill is at least 75, 80%, he should have a decent game. Like you said, I agree. Mecole Hardman should eat. Like I said, really, this should be a buffet, and they just should go to town on the boys because I don't see any way, unless Mahomes is just fumbling the ball or throwing interceptions, there's no way Washington defense can stop the Chiefs offense. Like I said, this should be a week they hang 40 on them. This is we pissed off. You know what I'm saying? We finna send a message to the league that we ain't going nowhere, and we gonna start with y'all. Y'all gonna be the first team we finna stump out.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be. Washington defense is as bad as ours. Shit, ain't no way they should stop us. Shit, I mean, damn, we thought our defense was bad. It's the same.
Yeah, they got the same issues going on, bro. And you know what else Washington been doing? Like they've been giving up against the run too. Like you can run the ball in Washington too, and they also struggle with pass catching back. So the Chiefs offense should be able to just do whatever the heck they want against Washington's defense on Sunday, as long as Patrick Mahomes stays clean, man.
Yeah.
But on the defensive side of the ball, on our end, man, without Chris Jones, dog, it's tough, man, because we don't know when Frank Clark's gonna show up. We really don't know when he's gonna show up like that. Like I know on the stat sheet it said 5 pressures last week, but it didn't even look like 5 pressures to me, dog. It looked like 3. You know what I mean? We don't count that penalty. So
yeah, I don't recall him doing nothing last week as far as pressures. Personally, I think our defense should take care of business. Like to me, you just got to stop the run. It's Gibson and what's his name? McKissick. If I'm saying the name right, yeah, McKissick.
Yep.
You stop those 2 running backs, man, out the backfield. It should be a wrap. Because to me, you got to worry about McLaurin. I mean, again, I would probably, at times double him, but Logan Thomas is a good tight end. I'm not sure he's not on the injury report, right? He's gonna play Sunday, right?
He's out. He's currently out.
He's still out.
Yeah.
If he's still out, he was the only really other threat they got on offense. I mean, De'Ami Brown's a speed guy, but I mean he's still a rookie. So to me, you stop if the Chiefs just load the box. To me, again, this is what I talk about with Spagnuolo. This is a game you ain't got to do all that weird stuff. Just stuff the box on 1st and 2nd down, and then blitz the hell out of Heineke on 3rd down at times. Other times, just keep him in the pocket and make him throw from the pocket because he's not that accurate of a quarterback. He don't have really a lot of touch with a lot of his throws. You can force him into some bad throws, into some bad misses. So you don't have to do all these crazy coverages and try to confuse people and all that. Just play basic defense, stop their running game. And like I said, this game should be like 42-21 or something like that.
Yeah, Heineke, man. All we gotta do is he gonna get comfortable throwing on the outside. He gonna get comfortable, then he gonna throw a pick. That's what he do. This another week, Chuck. We was just saying this last week about Josh Allen. Yeah, that is true, Chris.
Yes.
yeah. Some of the receivers are out. I know Curtis Samuel's out. I think Diamond Brown is questionable, and there was another receiver. But yeah.
But Heineke, just like Josh Allen last week, he threw a lot of interceptable passes. The defense got to be opportunistic. They got to get some fucking plays, man.
Yeah. Just keep it
Yeah.
simple, man.
So
Keep it
Defense
simple.
got to make some plays. We need turnovers. This the week.
yeah, that's the thing we're not doing. We're not really creating turnovers, man. That's the one thing that's missing from this defense right now. But it's tough to create turnovers when you can't get to the quarterback. So we got to get that pass rush together somehow, man. I
He
know
gonna
it's
have
gonna
to
be tough
blitz.
with this current roster.
He got a blitz. I mean, we ain't got
Yeah,
no choice. Like again, I know we're gonna probably get to Brett V soon, but again, last year, I kept saying all season, like I know everybody was talking about the line after the Super Bowl, which I feel like was an overreaction to the Super Bowl because at the end of the day, I mean, we lost both. Like, what we lose? One, two. We lost three starters, the two tackles, and plus Osimile during the season as well. So we lost like three or four starters. So again, like we didn't have, even when those guys was healthy, our O line wasn't like top 5. It was like maybe top 15, top 18. And that's with Mahomes, that's really all you need. You don't have to have the Vermeer offensive line, of the mid 2000s to with Mahomes and quarterback. You just don't need them to be a damn disaster. And so to me, last year, I feel like the most undertold story was we weren't getting no damn pressure last year with Chris Jones and Frank Clark last year. Like we weren't getting after the quarterback last year. Like, every time we rushed forward, we wasn't getting there. Jones would break through a lot of times or sometimes, but he was getting doubled and triple team, and then Frank Clark was getting blocked one-on-one. It was games he was getting blocked by the tight end one-on-one, like not even a tackle. So to me, he gonna have to blitz. Like we don't have, we didn't bring in the weapons on the defensive line to get after the quarterback this year with just our front four. So Spag's gonna have to blitz. Like the only thing in this particular game, he need to just pick his spots when he blitz. It ain't even got to be every play. Because again, Heineke, if you just keep him in the pocket and don't let him break that pocket, force him to make some throws from inside the pocket, he gonna make a mistake because he really don't have a lot of touch with his throws. He don't really have a good feel with his throws right now. And that's to be expected. He's a young quarterback. It's his first time starting. So he don't really have that experience or that rhythm of throwing the football in live games like this. So I'm not even surprised. To me, he's like Jalen Hurts last night. If y'all watched the Thursday night game, Hurts missed a lot of throws because he just don't have a real good feel for those throws. He's not that experienced of a passer yet. And to me, Heineke is kind of a similar type player. Maybe not the runner Hurts is, but as far as the passer, he's kind of similar.
Yeah, Frank Clark, Chris, I don't know, man. Like I'm a big Frank Clark fan. I don't know what's up, man.
Mr. Limited.
I don't know what's up, man.
Yeah, man. That was a horrible contract, man. It really was, man. And let's transition to Brett Beach because Joe, I think you got a lot of things to say about Brett Beach, man. I think that's one of the main reasons why you wanted to hop on here tonight. So let's get into Brett Beach, man. Let's get into it, man. We seen the track record as far as like his drafting and everything. Like, what's your overall assessment of Brett Beach so far, other than the Super Bowls?
I mean, again, I think he's a mediocre general manager. I mean, I think so. Here's my issue with Brett Veach. It's a lot of issues, but here's my core issue with him: is I think again, we'll go back to one of the issues I talked about with the offensive line. Like the moves he made, I think he overdid it. Like we didn't need to sign Tooney and trade for old boy from Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like to me, again, you're approaching the team as if you was a fan on Twitter. Like that's what Twitter would do. Oh man, our line got their butts kicked in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna invest everything. I'm gonna forget about the fact that we couldn't rush the passer. I'm forget about the fact Rashad Breeland ain't coming back next year at corner, so I ain't gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna invest all my resources in the offensive line, and then I'm gonna double down and triple down on it. Like to me, again, I don't mind the second round pick of Creed because we needed a center. I don't even mind Trey Smith. He was a 5th or 6th round pick. But to me, we kind of overdid it giving the guard $100 million. Now we got to pay Brown $100 million. Like you finna have $200 million on the left side of your offensive line? Like, to me, they're just poor roster construction. And then the thing I don't like about Veach is he valued the wrong positions high in the draft. Off-ball linebacker. Like, if this dude can't cover guys like Kelsey, we don't need to be taking linebackers in the second round like that. Like, if these dudes ain't all SEC, 3-4 time all SEC, highly, sought after, maybe they fell to the second round, was a first, kind of like Justin Houston situation, was a first round pick, but maybe failed because of some weed or something, and we taking them in the second round. To me, that's not like a position that you go after early in the draft, and so my issues with taking a running back at the end of the first round, like, and then you take the fifth best one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take Jonathan Taylor, you don't take my guy. Cam Akers was my guy. I'm like, to me, if y'all looking for a Jamal Charles type, Akers a home run hitter. Like, he in that mode of Dalvin Cook, Jamal Charles, he of that same breed. Like, that's the guy you take, and you didn't have to take him in the first. You could have got him in the second and could have went a different direction in the first. He don't value cornerbacks. Like, you drafted Breland Speaks in the second round. We could have took a corner there. I think the corner we could have took there is in Arizona right now playing good ball. So to me, it's just like his fatal flaws is, and then we trading up for picks, trading up, moving up in the draft for Speaks. We moving up for Miko. It's like, it's just like he just don't. Like I said, I think we living through the mistakes of a general manager that got too much credit for the Mahomes pick, because that to me was just making Chiefs fans feel comfortable with Dorsey coming out and this guy coming in, and he ain't drafted a player that's as good that's got as much talent as Mahomes got in his pinky finger. He ain't drafted a player yet that's close to that level of talent. There goes my guy. What's up, man?
What's happening, country?
What's happening?
What's good, country? Thanks for hopping on, man. Thanks for joining us. But Joe, like, I'm glad you said all this, because my guy BJ, who just commented, he pretty much said the same things you said, dog. He felt like the Chiefs should have addressed defense rather than offensive line. So yeah.
And
man.
I'm not saying don't address offensive line at all. You know what I'm saying? We had to make some moves on the offensive line. Like, so those draft picks we did, we had to make them. Signing Tooney or trading for Brown, we had to do one other, but I don't think we needed to do both, because at the end of the day, what's going to end up happening is, as Mahomes' contract continues to escalate, as Kelsey and Hill and their cap hits go up, eventually we're going to have to start letting go if we ever start drafting some good players and their contracts come up. Some of them guys we ain't going to be able to sign because we stuck with these two contracts on the offensive line. And to me, it's like you don't double down like that on one part of your team, because what ends up happening is there's other positions you don't address. It's just like, again, if you look at our history when Carl Peterson was the GM, when we was drafting, we kept drafting defensive linemen year after year after year after year, and these dudes would bust. And then the offensive line got old because we put so much investment on the defense and we had so many misses, and we kept going back to the well to keep drafting guys and then trading for guys. I forgot the linebacker we traded for. That was I think he's from Pittsburgh. He was a bust. Kendra Bell. Like, we kept, you can't keep recycling the same positions year after year because you're missing on these picks, because then other positions on your team gonna go get old or get worn down, and then your talent pool gonna fall off. And so that's what I was saying about Veach. You gotta spread your draft capital around, and you got to spread your salary cap around. You can't invest it all in one position group or team. You got to kind of spread it around. That way the overall team, the depth on the team stays good.
I know that's hurting us right now with the D line.
Absolutely, because that first round, because the Ravens took the D end we could have took. The Ravens took the defensive end we could have took.
Yeah. Jason Oway, there's a few Chiefs fans that are wouldn't have.
We not factoring in the salary cap is gonna go up, or that's not a point.
The salary cap is gonna go up, but at the same time, so are the cap hits on the players we got. So Mahomes' contract, for example, I'm sure if you look at the timeline of his cap hits, it's in line when they expect those salary caps to go up. Same way I'm sure Kelsey's is. Same way I'm sure Tyreek's is. And I'm sure if we sign Matthew to a long-term contract, I'm sure his contract going to be probably worked out a similar way where it may start off small, but it continues to escalate as it goes down. So to me, a lot of the contracts we got on the books are already being factored into that cap going up.
So what's the problem then? If the cap at if it's at 198 right now and it go up to 240, that sounds like $38 million.
Right, but we're not but we're not gonna have $38 million because again, those contracts I just laid out are gonna eat up that cap space. Because again, what's Mahomes' cap hit this year? I'm sure somebody pull up Mahomes' cap hit. It's not that big this year, but every year it's going up. So so you can't. So it's not like it's a steady scale where Mahomes' cap hit is 15 million now. It's gonna be 15 million in 2023. No, in 2023 it's probably gonna be 30 million. In 2024 it's probably gonna be 35 million. 2025 is probably gonna be 40 million. It's gonna keep his contract.
His contract is also structured every year to be lowered every year.
Yeah, but you can't keep doing it. At some point you gotta pay it. Because, okay, let me give you a perfect example. Look at Tom Ali contract. They kicked Tom Ali contract down the road. We had to keep Tom Ali an extra 2 years because his contract kept going. Because we eventually had to pay all that money we had kept kicking down the road. So you can't keep saying, "Well, we could keep pushing it down, keep pushing it down." You can't keep pushing it down. At some point, you got to pay the piper.
He a franchise quarterback. He's not a outside linebacker.
But the argument ain't about him getting the money. The argument is, well, really ain't an argument for me. I'm not disagreeing that he don't deserve the money. I'm just making a point that his cap hit is going to keep escalating to match the fact that the cap overall is increasing. So yeah, you can say, okay, 4 years from now, the cap going to be 240 million, but the team cap space is going to also escalate based on those contracts, the way they're structured, to also go up to match the fact that the cap went up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and for 2022, its cap hit would be at just over 35 million for 2022. So that's when the big numbers are going to start taking effect.
What is it this year?
7.4 mil, just over that.
So it's going to triple, well, more than triple, really, quadruple.
Well, because they cut it down to get space. It's designed
right, but I'm saying is you can't keep doing that though. If you talk to any cap expert, whether it's what's my man name, Joe Corey, Joel Corey. Yeah, you talk to any of those guys about the cap. You can't keep always restructure because at some point you got to pay it. So at some point you got to say, okay, we can't kick it down the road. We got to pay this cap hit going to be 35 million for you this year. So what I'm saying is, yeah, the cap going to increase, but that's also going to be factored in with everything else.
Like Chris said, we're going to get rid of Hitchens. We definitely go get rid of him and Frank Clark. There's other players they're going to be able to get out. I mean, especially on defense.
Yeah, they'll be able to be flexible. Like I said, I think Frank Clark contract going to come off. I think Hitchens going to come off. Mm-hmm. So you'll have some space, but again, man, like I said, you just gotta. I just feel like, man, we just gotta be careful in how we doing it, because, like I said, I don't watch this story play out before with Peterson, when we had a bunch of bad contracts in 07 and 06, with all these old players getting overpaid and the team was trash. So we just got to be careful with that. And with Scott Pioli, he got in trouble for having too many bad contracts on the book.
And Dorsey.
Dorsey, man. Yeah. Dorsey has some bad contracts on the books.
Dorsey has terrible contracts.
But Dorsey could draft. What
y'all been talking about? I know we've been talking about Brett Veach.
Yeah. Before I get to the other stuff, man, bottom line is this, man. We're in this current situation now. Brett Veach, after all them contracts come out the books or whatever with Clark and Hitchens, man, you gotta start drafting better, dude. Like right now, we're looking at this team and we don't look pretty athletic defensively right now. So starting next year, man, you really got to start getting some athletes up in there and developing them. We need some more guys that can run sideline to sideline.
Well, him and the coaching staff. Yeah, him and the coaching staff got to get on the same page. If he gonna bring dudes in, they got to put them on the field. I mean, at the end of the day, Thornhill, like I said, I don't know what's going on with that situation. But you got to get these guys. Willie Gay, you can't be red shirting dudes for in their rookie year again. These dudes need to get drafted and be able to step on the field and play. And we need to get them to play football. So we got to dummy the playbook down a little bit to get them on the field. That's how we need to get them on the field. Because every year you wasting them talking about they developing and they playing behind a dude that ain't athletic. That's a year or two that you losing on the value of having a guy under his rookie deal playing at a high level. So, they got to get on them and the coaching staff need to have a come to Jesus moment about, when we draft these guys need to play. If we got to dummy it down a little bit to get them on the field, let's do that. But these guys need to get on the field, and so that we can get them the experience. Year 2, they can hit the ground running and be studs, or not.
So what's your draft strategy
for 2022?
If I'm Brett Veach, we need defense. I'm gonna bring Spags in. I'm gonna bring all my scouts in. We need defense. We need to get better here. We need to get athletic and be better in space. The same thing y'all saying. If he presents 3 people for Spags to choose, then Brett Veach don't just bring in guys and be like, "Yo, make it work." I don't think they maneuver like that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bring in Boogie and be like, "Yo, put him out there. You make it work." You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think they collab. They talk. I'm certain. I hope they talk.
Do they?
I don't know. I'm assuming they talk.
I'm just going by the results. I only go by the results because Veach has been bringing guys in, and these dudes don't get on the field. Like he been bringing. So it's either 2 things: either these dudes ain't good, or either they not talented enough to get on the field, or Spags got the defense is too complicated for these guys to hit the field. So one of the things now I think it's somewhere in the middle. Like I said, I'm not gonna put it all on Spagnola. I ain't gonna put it all on Brett Veach. I think it's a combination of 2. I think we got certain players that do got talent and shown they got talent that for whatever reason Spags not playing. And I think other times the guys they've been trash. Breland Speaks was trash. I hated the damn pick when we made it. I mean, the dude didn't have a position. He was too thin to play D tackle. He wasn't strong enough to play D tackle. He didn't have the athleticism to play D end. It was a shitty pick. I mean, bottom line. I can't think of the other bad pick right now. It just escaped me. But to me, it's been a combination of the 2. Willie Gay, like I said, he didn't even hardly play last year. I know they trying to get him on the field this year, but he didn't. But what I'm saying is, either we got to start drafting guys that can hit the field running. The good teams, the good general managers, whether it's the Ravens GM, Steelers, when they draft players, those dudes come in and start, and they come in playing good football at the gate. It ain't no situation where they taking 2 or 3 years to hit the field. So either Veach got to draft better players, or him and Spags need to have a conversation about getting these guys dumb him down. If the defense is too complicated for them to get on the field, then they need to have a conversation. Andy Reid also need to be going to the coaching staff like, "Hey, we need to find a way to get these guys on the field." Because,
who had to wait to hit the field up?
Huh?
Who had to wait to hit the field?
I mean, Willie Gay was one of them. He didn't play last year.
Wasn't he hurt? Didn't he start off hurt though? And it was COVID season too. Like,
he started out hurt, but when he got in there, it looked like he was starting to get the grasp of the scheme a bit, right before he got hurt.
Yeah, he started off hurt.
We was begging for Willie Gay though for a minute.
Yeah, we
over Ben Neiman, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, well, we still doing that. What I'm saying, it's not like he was purposely sitting. I don't think he was purposely sitting, but I thought he was hurt. So, but I'm like, who really had to wait to get on the field? I'm really trying to think. Juan started his rookie
ain't getting on the field. Juan Thornhill ain't getting on the field right now.
Willie Gay. Who else?
I mean, Juan Thornhill ain't getting on the field.
Who?
Thornhill ain't on the field right now.
He didn't have to wait though.
But he ain't playing.
Hill started his rookie year.
He did, but that's what we just discussed. But now he ain't playing for whatever reason. He ain't playing.
You said, I'm tired of drafting players that got to wait to get on the field. I'm asking you who.
I'm saying we can't be drafting players to wait to get on the field. I'm not saying every player we drafted that's been the case, but we got high draft picks that are not getting a lot of playing time. I mean, that ain't debatable. I mean, we just talked about two of them right now.
Country, what you think about? We talked about it earlier. What you think about Rimmers if he is starting? If they make that change,
I don't think he should be starting. I don't think he should be starting. He should be your emergency guy. Niang is the guy you drafted. We all knew it was going to come with some ups and downs. You can't just abandon him right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been playing, it's been up and down. He's playing like a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, your whole right side is rookies. So, yeah, he done had some bad plays. Brown had some bad plays. And you know what I'm saying? You can't just abandon him like that. I don't think it's too early for that. You threw him in the fire. Let him be in the fire. And it's got to get better. You expect him to get better with coaching and reps. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I wouldn't abandon him right now. Rimmers we know what Rimmers is. We already know what he is. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, definitely with you on that. And then another thing we talked about is, Spags in his press conference earlier this week about him, saying that we shouldn't put all the blame on Daniel Sorensen. He's done good things for us. And then we hearing Jeff Allen kind of confirmed today that the Chiefs are likely going to shake some things up on the defense side of the ball. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
You know how coaches speak, bro. It's we take it with a grain of salt. We know that's coach speak. He ain't gonna sit there and be a fan and be like, "Yo, Dan sucks, bro." Like,
right?
I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I expect him to say that and have his players back. And of course, but yeah, I think Juan is gonna be starting again, which is now it's on Juan to make it make sense and to prove it to everybody, not only the coaches, but to the NFL. Like, I can do this, and this is my job, and I'm not giving my job back. You know what I'm saying? So the best spot for Dan Sorensen is in bunches, is in packages. It's not, he shouldn't be the full-time starter. He a part-time seasonal worker. You know what I'm saying? You a seasonal volunteer. And he's good in that. When he's a volunteer, he get them crazy interceptions. He get those hitting the dude on the 1 yard line and making him fumble. But when he's starting full time, you lose that, bro. So yeah, he needs to be dialed back. He definitely needs to be dialed back. It's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no other choice, bro. You don't have no other choice. He's on the bad end of too many plays. It's just ridiculous. And no, he's not the only one that's the problem. No, you can't point at 11 guys and say, nah, it was you, bro.
Right.
Everybody's a problem right now. Frank got to step up. Chris got to get back healthy. Reed got to step up. Everybody needs to step up. Tyron has to step up as a leader. Like, it's not just one guy. It's just like, yo, hey, y'all got a good show, but Country don't be pulling his weight, bro. It's all Country fault. Well, I need to take a little bit of Boogie. I need to take a little bit of Charles, and then this is why this works. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, a little behind the scenes. When we first started out this show, we was like, yo, Boogie, you got to talk more, bro. You just be chilling. He'd be like, dang, I didn't even know y'all wanted me to talk. When we talked and when we brought him that energy and everything, the show is 10 times better than when we first started. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody got to pick up their part of the slack. And I can loan you a little bit, and I can pull you into these conversations so you can talk with the rest of us. Now I don't have to pull Boogie into no conversation. He know when to talk. He know when to add on. He know what to add. You feel me? So that's how it got to be, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not on one person, but Everybody needs to step up. Everybody, just do your job and don't try to. Tyron can't do Tyron job and Dan job at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? Like then we gonna be looking like we look, bro. Hey man, with the people that Washington missing this week, if we lose this game, we in trouble. I'm gonna be carrying a pitchfork if we lose to Washington.
Losing ain't even it's the how much we win by shit for me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so bad right now that they do need a win, a stylish win, like in college. How they give you style points for we the number 2 team, but to look better than the number 1 team, we got to put 70 up on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we want the Chiefs offense to look like the Chiefs offense.
So okay, so this, if the defense can hold them under 21, I'll go 24 just to be. We gonna take baby steps.
Yeah.
If the defense can hold them to 24 or less, that's a win. That's a huge W.
Yeah.
If the offense put up 31 or more, that's a huge W. Right now, what we've been saying for the last few weeks, small wins, build confidence. We get into our little light part of the schedule. Every game is hard, but this is the lightest part of the schedule. We need to build small wins and build confidence. So that means Frank Clark may need to get a sack this week. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that to your country. Don't do that to yourself, bro.
No. Okay, if you can't get a sack, give me 5 more pressures like last week.
All right.
Or add. Let's go to 7. You did 5 last week. Let's do 7. Dana can't get a sack. One of my corners need an interception.
Yeah,
let Tyron get. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So small wins, bro. It's so desperate right now. You just need something to hold on to. Everybody's losing their hope. We done lost 2 weeks in a row. Actually, bro, I asked last week, and it's probably my fault. I was like, when the last time we got beat? Buffalo beat us. I get at the Buffalo. All the losses we had, I think we were in the games and we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. But Buffalo, we kind of shot ourselves against Buffalo too. But Buffalo beat us. I'll give them that. I'll give them that much respect.
Man, Buffalo came and whooped our ass.
Man, Pat, bro, look. In the third quarter, something happened with the defense where.
There you go.
Let them cook. Let them cook, bud.
Let
them cook, man.
Okay, look, something happened where Buffalo didn't score the whole quarter. Maybe Buffalo took off the gas. Maybe the defense stepped up. You can see however you want to see it. We're going to play both sides. But when that happened, the offense failed multiple times. Pat threw 2 interceptions and then a fumble. Like you can't do that when all we ask for is, yo, just get like 3-4 stops and we'll be good. They got the 3 or 4 stops. They got them. Whether by penalty or by Buffalo taking off the gas, they accomplished the goal that we set, and the offense didn't capitalize on.
So, Joe, I see you laugh down there. I think you got a response. I know you got a response to that.
I think they just took their foot off the gas. We play like that sometimes. When we dominate a team and then we take our foot. We did it against Philly. I mean, we was dominating, took our foot off the gas a little bit. They got back in the game a little bit. But, I mean, I think that's what's going to happen against Washington. I feel like we're going to stop them out early. They'll make some plays late. You know, it'll help some fantasy owners. But the game will be so far in the reach, it really ain't going to matter. Like I said, I expect this game to be like a 42-20 game. Like, it's going to be a blowout. I think the defense going to play good enough. I think the offense going to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. Like I said, as long as Mahomes don't press, because I feel like he's pressing now. I feel like he has to he got to be Superman on every play. And he just needs to, like I said, take those little dump offs on the play. To me, if you watch the coaches take on that, I'm sorry. But, yeah, you take those little dump offs on the play now, Easy. So to me, yeah, this should be a blowout. Like I said, if it ain't a blowout, I'll be absolutely shocked. If we don't just come out here absolutely. If it's a close game, all Chiefs Kingdom need to be worried. Because this should be like a butt whipping to let people know that the Chiefs, we ain't finna be just roll over dead. We still gonna handle our business, especially against good opponents like Washington.
I feel you on all that, Joe. It's just something that tells me, man, like all of a sudden you bring into this whole Sean Taylor retirement jersey ceremony, man. You got a little extra motivation all of a sudden, man. I just feel like if you're a betting person, I see that the Chiefs they like a 7-point favorite on the road, man. For some reason, I just feel like it's gonna go down to the wire, man. I just feel like Washington gonna be in the game for the entire time, man. But I hope you're right. I really hope you're right, because I'll
I
be
think
happy as heck
I
if
think
we
they're
blow
gonna
them
play
out.
with a little fight for the first 5 minutes, and after that, the Chiefs gonna smash. I think maybe the first 5 or 6 minutes of the first quarter, it'll look competitive. It may even be 7-7. But I think by the time we get to halftime, Chiefs gonna have that thing in the bag. And like I said, it'll just be playing out the second half. That's all
But
I'm
like, but it's gonna be the difference between this game and the Buffalo game is they don't have Lamar Jackson, who
Yeah.
who kind of willed Baltimore to a win. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that guy. They don't have
Yeah.
nobody on their team that's a superstar like that. So we should win. We should win comfortable. You mean 35-24? I think that's a win for both sides of the ball. And I think that would bring back a little slimmer of hope. Joe's still gonna hate Brett Beach, but it's all good because
But
Brett Beach.
country, but country. Let me ask you this, because Joe gave his side of what the Chiefs should do against Washington's offense. Like, what do you think the Chiefs got to do to slow down Washington a bit in this matchup?
Pressure the quarterback. The quarterback is who
What?
is Tyler Heineken. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
Taylor
get in
Heineke.
his face all day, rattle him. That's simple. He a rookie, right? He not a rookie,
Yeah,
but he
he
ain't.
technically, yeah.
Drag him in that water. See if he can swim.
So great
You
analogy.
can't let him do what Jalen Hurts did to us and put on this MVP performance that we've never seen in our career. I don't want him to come out and have a career day. That's definitely not the model order, the playbook. You know what I'm saying? So put him in that water. See if he can swim. Let's see. Let's drag him deep in that 8 foot. It get different when your feet don't touch the bottom. You feel me?
Yep,
So
you're right about that. So, Bug, what you got, man? How you see this game playing out?
Yeah, I think Chiefs will win comfortable. I'm gonna go like 35-17. I think vintage Chiefs offense. We're gonna get a couple picks this week. Finally, Chiefs win. We're gonna get some. You said Frank Clark. Now we're gonna get a Frank Clark sack. That's what we're going with this week, country.
I'll settle for pressures at this point.
Just the
You
pressure.
know what I'm saying? Baby steps.
We're gonna get a turnover, man. Maybe it's Dirty Dan this week with a turnover, man.
So are
Man,
y'all at the point now where? Okay, so I'm at the point now where I'm like on the outside. I would definitely start Baker and start Fenton and move Snead back into the inside. Y'all feel me on that, or am I tripping?
you're not tripping, because we somehow need to get pressure on the quarterback. Like, I think Joe mentioned earlier that we need to start taking risk on defense at this point. We need
And
to start
Snead
taking a
like
few
our
more
best pass
risks.
rush.
Yeah, basically him. We need to take some risks with Matthew too. So yeah,
That's
we definitely have to
sad.
mix it up in that matter.
That's sad, Chuck.
Damn, Chris said Mike Dana
Okay.
with 2 sacks this time. All right,
Okay.
I ain't mad at it, Chris. All right, Dana has me getting back there a little bit. So
Yeah.
And stop
but
taking
but
that man credit for his sacks, bro. I've seen people talk about Mike Dana only got a sack because they was. Man, give that man his credit, bro. That's an undrafted free agent. Or no, he ain't. That's a late round pick, man. Give him his
he's late
credit
round
for
pick.
his sacks, man. I'm trying to do him like that, man. That's dirt.
Hey, listen, we appreciate his effort. That's all I can say. That
he all we got right now.
Legs over there putting country in a chokehold right now. Oh man, Joe's over there cracking up, man. Joe, what you cracking up about, man?
Man, I'm just laughing at y'all talking about Mike Dana, man. But Mike Dana, hey, look, to me, man, I'm gonna be honest. When Chris Jones come back, I think we need to put him inside. You know, I think, you know, we tried the DN thing, and it's time to, you know, he's the second best defensive tackle in football. Like that's undisputed. And so to me, put him back inside, put Frank Clark at one DN, put Dana at the other DN, because at least Dana's showing you know, he will get coverage sacks, and every now and then he'll beat his man. And to me, that's the best defensive line right there. You know, those two guys at DN, put Chris Jones back at D tackle. And what's my man from Florida State name? I guess he just
Kando.
90.
No, 90. Yeah,
Kando.
90. Yeah, but not. No, I'm talking about 90.
He talking about 90.
I'm talking about 90. He played the other D tackle spot. So
So you bench Reed?
Huh?
You benching Reed?
Well, Reed is not. So yeah, Reed.
We're not seeing anything.
Reed technique right now, which is what Chris Jones was on. Like, yeah, Reed will go to the bench, bro. I mean, we just seen enough. He can rotate in. He can still get some snaps, but I don't think we should be playing Chris Jones 70% of the snap. Chris Jones probably need to be playing about 45 to 50. And then you can let Jaron Reed rotate in his position. You know, the other 40, you know, 55 or 50% of the time, however you want to do the numbers. But to me, Jones needs to start. Yeah, Jaron Reed needs to be a rotation. Yeah, I think, again, that's another beach signing that, you know, he blew it. You know, that ain't working out the way we thought it would.
Yeah. Yeah, I know your mic's cutting out in and out, but we still heard everything you said, Joe. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, dog, for me, I hope it's a blowout. Don't get me wrong. I hope it's a blowout. I just want the win. But right now, our current state of defense, man, I just having a hard time seeing this as being a blowout, man. I think it's going to be like a 4-point victory, man. It's going to be like 35-31 or something crazy like that, man. That's how I'm sorry.
Sad,
I'm sorry. That's how I see it right now, man. But I hope you guys are right, dog. With this shakeup of the defense, it might do something. If they really shaking it up this week, they may come out and ball. So
you got 31
though.
Wow.
You think Ricky Seals-Jones gonna put up 31 on us?
Wow.
Nah, it's Terry McLaurin, dog. It's
he ain't even. We don't even know if he's playing right now, bro.
Nah, he playing. He playing, bro.
Who would you put on him?
So, I know Joe mentioned about doubling him. Yeah, definitely doubling him. But as far as like who I would put on him most of the game, I mean, it's tough because we're using L'Jarius Sneed all over the field, basically.
We need Sneed blitzing, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of tough, bro. I think we just have to live with the fact that McLaurin is gonna get his. It's like basically slowing down the other guys, like, you know, slowing down their run. Yeah, I mean, Sleep definitely gets some reps against him. But at the end of the day, man, you know, definitely slow down their running backs for sure. And on top of that, we gotta get some pressure. And this team gotta prove that they can get some pressure on the quarterback some type of way.
This is what. Hey, look, put them in a position where they have to throw the ball. That's what I want to see. Put them in a position where they have to score the ball. If you come out and you put up 14, they only getting field goals, they're going to feel they desperate. They're going to have to throw the ball. That's how they play into your hands. That's the strategy of how we usually beat Baltimore. We just never got the score enough where they had to make Lamar throw. But, I mean, Lamar's a thrower, right? Now, Charles, he's cured, right?
It looks like it. He look more comfortable in the pocket than Mahomes right now.
Yeah, he better than Mahomes right now, country.
He better than Mahomes right now?
That's what Chuck's saying, not me. I'm not saying
Oh,
that.
I was about to say,
Not me.
dang. Herbert better than him too?
Man, I'm not ready to
We
say
talking
Herbert
about
just
purely
yet. I'm not
quarterback?
ready to say Herbert yet. No,
Hey,
I'm not
man.
ready for Herbert.
Hey, dog. If we talking about pure just quarterback throwing, he's down on my list, bro. Lamar, he can't really throw like that. I'll put Herbert, Allen,
Did y'all
and maybe
not
Kyler
watch?
Murray above him, bro. We
Did
talking
y'all
about
not
pure
watch? Did y'all not see what happened on Monday night? Did y'all not see what Lamar did on Monday night against a cover two defense that Mahomes been struggling against so far this year? Did y'all
against
not see that match? Did y'all not see that
a weak
masterclass
ass
Lamar put
team?
on?
Against the
So they a weak team. Was it now 22-3? Was the Ravens not down by 19?
The Colts ain't a weak team?
Their team is actually not that bad. You know what I mean? I know their record says it, but they really not that bad, bro. To be
Okay.
honest, they just haven't been healthy at times.
Good
I didn't watch
comeback
the game,
win, Lamar.
I think the jury's still out on Lamar. But anyway.
All right, well, you're gonna keep seeing greatness from Lamar this year, then, as far as him throwing the ball. So y'all just
You've
have to
been
live with it.
You've been talking to that lady with the Ravens too long.
Yeah,
I just know football. I just know football. I just know what I'm watching.
He went on their show. Hey, Boogie. He went on her show and now he came back and talking about, man, Lamar, you witnessing greatness.
Lamar good. I ain't taking nothing away from him. He playing better. He is
playing better. I'll give him that. He is playing better.
But he's not better than Mahomes, bro. Like,
no, he's not.
It's not even a question. He's not on Mahomes.
Not on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday night, Sunday morning,
9
Monday
o'clock,
night.
none of that. No,
He's never
none of
better.
it.
Let me say this. Mahomes still the best quarterback in the game. I mean,
I'm fine with that.
Excluding Brady. But I'm just talking about pure quarterback. He's still the best.
I'm fine with that.
He's been struggling a little bit. He got his little flaws. I mean, again, dude is on his fourth season, so I ain't expecting perfection, like I said.
Brady a better winner. I don't think Brady is a better quarterback either.
Man, what?
Listen, dog.
I'm saying quarterback. we talking about quarterback skills, right?
Not right now in his career, no. But
we talking about quarterback. We talking about being a quarterback, right?
Bro,
this year, no.
There's more talented players than Brady's. Not the most talented quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks.
Hey,
he know how to win. He know how to get the job done.
Hey, Brady know when to check down. He know when to go deep.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I got to jump off. 42-20, man. I'm calling Chiefs over Watch. They shut down the run game. They shut down the run game. They're going to win.
They're not going to shut
All right.
I got to jump off. I got baby duty, man. I'll let y'all go. I appreciate y'all inviting me on.
For sure, Joe. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right.
I'll tell you what, though, Mahomes need to get a little Tom Brady in his system this week and go to them check downs. Let them boys run. You know, Tom Brady used to doing it. And then you do that a few times, bro. You get some success, them safeties start coming down, and that's when you do your thing, Pat. But you got to earn it first, bro. He's not being patient enough to earn it. Pat go deep down. Like Brady, it seemed like he go in to deep, and Pat is the complete opposite and goes deep to in. You got to switch that around, bro. They've been you got to switch that around. They got to change. So like I said on my tweet, bro, the very thing we love about Mahomes is what's hurting him right now. You got to make that play, bro. And it's like, bro, you don't have to make that play. You don't have to make that play. You still gonna be on SportsCenter, my dog. So he needs to develop some patience this week. That's what I want to see. I want to see some long drives, develop that patience, put that pressure on Washington where they feel like clock is running out. We down by 7. We got to score. That's they playing right into your hands if you doing like that. So unless Washington think they really got a defense and they're gonna play it man up, straight up.
Hell no.
I feel like they're gonna play man up, dog. Because I ain't really seen them play zone.
Nah, bro. No, they not. They can't. You can't be that stupid.
Bro,
if they play,
they look
if
like a
they
team that
play
go.
man up, fire your defensive coordinator.
Bro, the stuff that Rivera and Del Rio are going through right now, bro, it's they not on the same page, dog. I feel like they're gonna stick to what they know, man, and that's the case when the Chiefs played Philly. Philly, they didn't run no cover two packages or no zone or anything. They just stuck to what they knew and they got burnt. And I feel like Washington about to get burnt the same way.
You, bro,
I'm not sure they switch it
bro.
up.
I give Rivera more. I give him. Nah, he can't, bro. You can't, bro. You have to. You can't think
Yeah,
you can man up with us, bro.
I get it.
Especially
I
if
get
you
it.
watch the last 3 weeks. Like
I
that
get it.
works. All right, we can do it too.
I get it, bro. I get it. Rivera, he's this this defensive genius. Jack Del Rio, he's supposed to be one of the best defensive coordinators in the league, but right now, them cats having the same problems we have. They can't communicate on defense. Cats aren't getting in the right spots. There's breakdowns and everything, bro. Like I can't see it, man. Chiefs gonna have a lot of opportunities for some big plays on Sunday.
All right. Oh, something I was gonna get into, bro. I know we was gonna talk about Beach, but and Dorsey. It seemed like Dorsey and Beach do have the same. They got them offensive, like not to the same caliber. Like Dorsey drafted Hall of Fame players. You can't hate on that. You can't deny that. It's just facts. It was all offensive guys, except for Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters was just like, I don't know why we drafted Marcus Peters. Like, I don't know what made them do it. I'm glad they did it, but I hate that he didn't last, but they seem to key on these offensive guys, and nobody's really paying attention to the defense. Like the whole time Dorsey was here, we complained about our linebackers being trash. Our linebackers are still trash, or well, they haven't proved they more than trash yet. But so it's like the defense drafting defense in Kansas City. I mean, since Carl Peterson left, ain't nobody really put no. Who was the last great defensive player that we drafted? Marcus Peters, and then
Chris
you got to go
Jones
back
too.
to what?
Chris Jones.
Yeah, Chris Jones.
Okay, so okay, we'll do. So Jones, Peters, and who was it? Who was before that? Derek Johnson.
Eric Berry.
But yeah, that's what I was about to say. Who you talking about? Just Dorsey? Yeah, he got Eric Berry, Chris Jones, Marcus Peters. That's 3.
Was Justin Houston Pioli?
Justin Houston. Yeah, Justin Houston
That was Pioli though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit, that's
and he slid because of the weed test.
Right.
That's still more than Veachton gave us this whole time, bro.
Yeah.
Like Chris Jones, Marcus Peters. If we got that type of out of Veach, we good.
I think Dorsey was a good evaluator of talent. I think it's the other part of the job that he failed at miserably. Like he did bad at the other part of the job. Like our show is loosely based, but we do run things by each other. Like, hey, we're gonna get this guest, we're gonna talk about this. Dorsey just do shit. Do things. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You can't run an organization like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they both had their fault.
Macklin, bro?
Huh?
Remember how he did Macklin?
Man, cut him on his did he cut him on his wedding day?
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think that was the final straw for Dorsey.
Yeah.
I think that was the final straw. And I think Macklin still had a little bit left in him, bro. We cut ties with Macklin too early, bro. Macklin was like top 10 Chiefs receiver in history. That's how bad our receivers been.
Good Lord.
For real.
Yeah, man.
Bro, who are our best receivers? Otis Taylor, Eddie Kennison, Tyreek, Bo. That's it. Hey man, we love Chris Taylor.
Whoa. We're not gonna forget about Stephon Page or Willie Davis. We're not gonna forget about them dudes. We're not gonna forget it.
They wasn't no superstars though, bro.
Well, I mean, they was good though, but we're not about to forget about Andre Rison either. We had Spider-Man for a little bit. We're not gonna forget about him.
Did we draft Andre Rison?
Oh, I thought you was talking about Chiefs receivers in general.
Yeah, I didn't know you was talking about who we drafted.
Oh yeah, I was actually I was talking about both. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, I don't know. The defense got to get better. I think that, like I said, like I think Beach had a job this offseason, and there was no way he could have went into this season with that same O line. I think that was the focus. I think that was the priority. Come to find out, we need to put a little bit more focus. Like going into the season, bro, we didn't think the defense was going to be this bad, bro. Like everybody shot or should be shot because the front seven was going to be the strength. We was talking about how deep we were and all the things and then we just got out there and this, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did this come from? So I think that going into next season, he's going to have to replace Frank, Hitch, Dan. He might have to replace Matthew. I hate to say it, but he might. And hell, he might have to replace Reed too. I don't even know if that's really a big. I don't know. We just suck on defense. So if we hold them to less than 24, I think that's a win. I think that's something we can build on, and I think the fans will feel a little bit better going into the next game.
Yep, we shall see, fellas. And, that's going to be a good way to wrap things up tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on another episode of Kingdom Cast. Don't worry, Chiefs
Sorry
Kingdom.
I was late, man.
You good, country. Don't worry, Chiefs Kingdom. We will get back on track, y'all. Let's continue to root for this team, and we're just going to see what happens. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share on all your social media platforms. And until the next episode, we out of here, y'all.
Hey, rest in peace, Joanne.
You said who?
Joanne.
Oh,
My
yeah.
people know what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
rest in peace to her.
Hey,
right,
anybody got a shotgun? Because my daughter going to homecoming tomorrow. So if you got a shotgun I can borrow, we got music.
Right, y'all. We gone, y'all.